the hard thing to do, and what really needs to be done, that's getting more and more obvious, is we need to have somebody with the balls to start kicking people out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wrote down a few things and I forgot my notes, but I did send you, one of the biggest, most important things, right? Which is just changes to immigration. I mean, it just seems like the tone, like even me and you, we're talking when on this show, and when immigration numbers started to climb 2020, 2021, we're like pro immigration, let's bring in the immigrants, they're going to save us, we need them, we want skilled, because we're all, very like friendly people here and stuff like that. But I think the
For sure.
reality set in here that these housing targets that we've set, and that these unemployment rate that are struggling with, and that the social services and stuff like that are sparse and lacking, are having too much pressure on them because of the amount of people that we have here in the country right now. So the government's really starting to turn the taps down, and that they really are going to ensure that they make, I mean, obviously voters happy, because voters are the ones who are going to decide whether or not they're going to get a chance to be reelected or not. But also, hopefully, their intentions are for the greater good of Canadians who are already here, and that we can sort of try to get stuff back on track here, because we're losing control.
We have
We're
lost
losing control.
control. We have absolutely
Yeah,
lost control. TK, there's 60 people in here right now. A bunch of them have not hit a button or made a comment. Guys,
well, a
help
lot of
us
them
out
have
a little
commented
bit.
here. Have you seen the
There's
comments?
a
Yeah,
few
you've seen the
comments.
comments.
Yeah, I see a
Yeah,
couple of comments. But okay, so
yeah,
TK, so you said they turned the tabs down. So let's just picture this cup here, okay? Okay, this is Canada, and this is what it can hold and handle, right? And so
sure.
over the last few years, we've filled it up so fucking much that it's overflowing and we can't handle anything, right? It's just spilling over and spilling over, and we're trying to take sips and we can't catch up, right? We're trying to put it maybe in another cup, but that thing's overflowing. It's
We get it.
overflowing.
We get it. We
But
get it.
but
We
when
get
you
it.
just if you don't turn the tap off, TK, if you just turn it down, what happens? Well, and I guess assuming they don't
Well,
make
there's
any
there's
more
other
stupid policy.
population's always in flux, Daryl. So you have people who are emigrating the country, you have people who are dying, you have other reasons. So actually, population growth, based on the numbers that I saw, is actually going to be at par, or even going to be a shrinking population over the next few years. Okay, so they are trying to actually
Shrinking.
decrease. Yeah, like I mean, you got to think. There's a lot of people who are dying. There's a lot of people who are moving out. A lot of people who are having changes in their life. So overall, there's going to be a lot of changes going on. So I'll give you an example here. Case in point, I decided to go downtown to celebrate New Year's this year. I haven't been down there for a long time. I know what it's
Mm.
like. I know what goes down there. But I said, you know what, I'm going to go and do it. So I did the Nathan Phillips Square skate, and I did the waterfront fireworks, and I
You
lined
did?
up with 200,000 people. I got videos of me in crowds, of people. And now, and I don't want to sound like a bigot or anything like that, but there was a lot less Canadian looking people at these events,
Yeah.
than I would say when I was there, last 20 years ago or something like that. You know what I mean? And so it's like nothing wrong with that. And of course, this is like the Canadian experience. The people that I went and with, you know what I mean, we're all like, new Canadians as well too. That's why I was even going. And so it was like, this is, just a very, very good anecdotal sign that our population has changed a lot over the years. The fact that people are internationally recognizing us now as being a much more diverse country than ever before. We used to be very proud of that, but then there is a needle. There is eventually when people say, "Hold on a second, if we've got more of new Canadians than we actually do of people who have been here for generations, maybe we should start looking at taking care of the people who are already here first." And that's what they're doing. So
Yeah.
like one of the programs that they're starting now is, so in 2025, you won't be able to sponsor grandparents and parents and submit a new application. So only people from 2024 who made those applications will be allowed to sponsor parents and grandparents. Okay. There's going to be a limit on those applications as well too, because it's kind of like a lottery system. Now, it sounds good, right? Because anytime we talk about those numbers, when we talk about population growth, that is PR, right? That is permanent residents that they are targeting. But when you start looking at how many people will actually still be here. There's still going to be a ton of people coming in through temporary visas and stuff like that too. You can still invite your parents to come here, your grandparents to come here, as many times as they want over a 5-year period, right? And so it's just that permanent residency that I think gets impacted. You got changes to international student policies too, right? Like after they graduate, how do they obtain work permits? You got changes to the federal skilled worker programs and stuff like that too. So there's going to be a lot more federal skilled workers coming in as a percentage of the amount of overall immigration. Bottom line is the target's going to be coming down by about 20%, right?
The easy part is cutting down the amount of people that come in, right? Or starting now to start like checking on people and making sure that they're screened a little bit better. Like these are easy things to do, right? The hard thing to do, and what really needs to be done, that's getting more and more obvious, is we need to have somebody with the balls to start kicking people out, right? Like this is crazy what people are getting away with here. But okay, we're off the rails already, and
Oh,
we're
they're
not talking
changing. No,
about
no,
real
no. They're
estate.
changing. They're changing. No, they're changing things. So, I mean, how does it relate to real estate? Already in the next 3 years, the target for housing, the shortage is going to be reduced by 670,000 homes. Think about that. Just this one change, because when they were coming up with those targets, those 3 million homes by certain 2033 and these type of things, those are all based on current immigration trends. So by reducing the immigration by 20%, we've reduced the amount of homes that are going to be needed by 670,000. So it's pretty substantial.
Are you crazy? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that that actually is gonna, like, do you
Well,
think they base the
the same
numbers on that?
metrics, the same numbers they used to come up with how many homes we're short on, which I don't believe, is BS, and we would never have achieved those targets. The same
Right.
numbers, the same math is being used. That number comes down by 670,000. So I don't care what the number is. Bottom line
Oh,
is
okay.
there's going to be less houses that are needed
Less
in
fake
order
math.
for
Less.
us to be able to get back on track. Yes, less fake math.
Okay, so we're gonna take fake math, add a little bit of fake math, subtract some fake math, and then create a fake math formula for the amount of housing that we think we're gonna need. This is all
Yeah.
asinine.
Are you dying to have the Canadian Real Estate Show merch?
Go check out the merch store.
Make Canada great again, TK.
Your significant other, think about them opening up on Christmas Day, a gift from the Canadian Real Estate Show. Maybe they don't even know what that is,
Maybe
but
they
imagine the look on their eyes of surprise. Guys, for very reasonable rates that we make very little money on, check out the merch store and support the cause.